Don't skip you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. There are moments when life unravels without warning. A message you wish you hadn't read. A plan suddenly falling apart. The hush before an argument. The restless silence after. In these moments, the world grows loud inside your head. You try to steady yourself, but your thoughts betray you. You wonder why calm feels so distant, why your own mind seems to rebel against you when you need it most. It's easy to believe peace is something that arrives when circumstances align. Yet, Stoicism teaches otherwise. True tranquility isn't gifted by fortune. It's forged within by those who train their minds to respond with composure, not chaos. Maybe you felt worn down, overwhelmed, or defeated. But the ability to stand tall in a storm is not reserved for the few. It's a skill you can build step by step each time you choose to pause, breathe, and reclaim authority over your own mind. So before we begin, leave a comment. I'm Stoic. Let's discover together how to become calm no matter what life delivers next. 1. Who's in charge here? You or your who's in charge here? You or your mind? Mind? There's a moment, maybe it's late at night in your kitchen, maybe in the glare of a meeting, when something small goes wrong. An email lands the wrong way, someone throws you a careless word, or maybe it's just another driver cutting you off. The event itself is trivial, yet your mind latches on, inflates it, replays it. Suddenly, what was once a tiny ripple becomes a storm, and you're pulled under. You ask yourself, who's really in charge here? Most people never ask that question. They assume their thoughts are facts, their feelings inevitable. But the mind, left unchecked, is a dangerous storyteller. It crafts worst-case scenarios, paints you as a victim or a fool, and convinces you to act on impulse. That's why you find yourself stewing in anger over a stranger's comment, or losing sleep over mistakes that barely matter. It's why so many men walk around tense and brittle, prisoners of their own automatic reactions. Epictetus put it simply, it's not things themselves that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. Your mind can turn a single critical remark into a personal attack or a passing inconvenience into proof that life is unfair. The real problem, you rarely notice the trick as it's happening. You're so deep in the story, you forget you're the one telling it. Blame your amygdala if you want, the ancient part of your brain that's always hunting for threats, real or imagined. A sharp word from a colleague triggers the same circuitry as a wild animal once did. But you don't live in the savannah. You don't have to react like prey. You have choices. The next time you feel the surge of anger, shame, or fear, try a 3-second pause. Breathe. Give your rational mind a chance to catch up. Rewrite the script. Maybe that slight wasn't about you. Maybe it's not worth your energy. See yourself from the outside as if you were watching a movie. What would the wisest version of you do? Now, here's the truth. If you let your mind run wild, it will cost you calm, clarity, and even relationships. But if you take the reins, if you notice, pause and choose, you reclaim your life moment by moment. The mind is powerful, but it answers to you if you dare to lead. 2. Losing control is your choice. Losing control is your choice. Last night, I had a dream in which I was falling from the sky at full speed and was about to smash my face into a grey concrete road. I don't know about you, but every time I dream that I'm about to die, I wake up in a cold sweat. My heart pumps hard, and when I wake, I'm relieved to find that I was just dreaming. Last night, it was very different. As I was falling, I started to say within myself, there is no fear. There is only love, love only and only love. The ground never came. I simply stopped falling. When I woke up, there was no panic, only a strange, clear calm. Maybe you think calm is a talent some people are born with. It isn't. It's a decision made 1,000 times in the mind, sometimes every minute. Losing control isn't an accident. It's a choice, quiet or loud, but always yours. Most days, life tests you in small ways. Someone cut in line at the supermarket. A friend makes a careless comment. Your work goes unnoticed and your mind rushes to defend you, to interpret, to magnify the slight. How dare they? Or why always me? The Stoic would say the pain isn't from the thing itself, but from the story you tell yourself about it. The event is neutral. Your mind gives it shape, taste, and temperature. Left unchecked, your mind will betray you every time. This is biology. The amygdala, the ancient part of your brain, wants to fight or run or freeze. But there's another part deeper and stronger if you choose to call upon it. I call it emotional airplane mode. When someone says something meant to sting, or when you're under attack, imagine hitting that little button. Everything pauses. The signal is cut. You do nothing for a moment. No reply, no reaction, not even a glare. This is not a weakness. This is power. The power to own your reaction instead of renting it to every provocation. I used to lose myself when someone close to me made a sharp remark about my appearance. Those words could ruin a whole day. Now I pause, breathe, and ask myself, do I really want to hand over the remote control of my emotions to this moment, this person? Most times the answer is no, so here's the truth. Calm is always available. Losing control is not something life forces on you. It's what you allow when you forget you have a choice. Every day you can choose to respond, not react. You can choose to keep your ground even when everything tries to pull you off balance. That is what makes you unbreakable. Life isn't fair. 3. Life isn't fair. 4 years ago, I was sitting in the office of my life coach, ranting about one of the hardest trials of my life. I never expected to be in the situation I was in. It was almost unthinkable how things were playing out. Many legitimate injustices were committed against me by another person I had trusted for most of my adult life. I can't believe they are doing this, I sputtered. It's not fair. My life coach looked at me calmly and responded, "You don't want fair. What do you mean? Of course I want it to be fair." The important truth that my life coach was sharing with me is one that I will never forget. In fact, I have completely stopped using the words fair and unfair to describe things in my life. Here's the problem. Life does not distribute rewards based on effort, kindness, or integrity. Sometimes people cheat and win. Sometimes they work less and receive more. Sometimes connections matter more than competence. You already know this. What exhausts you isn't the injustice itself. It's the expectation that reality should have played by different rules. You argue with the past in your head. You replay conversations. You imagine how things should have gone. And every time you do, you pay for it with clarity, energy, and peace. I once met a woman named Marta. She worked for over 10 years at the same company. She trained others. She carried the hard work quietly. When the promotion came, it went to the boss's relative. Marta felt invisible, angry, betrayed, and then she did something most people never do. She stopped fighting reality. No dramatic exit, no public outrage. She accepted what was, not because it was right, but because resisting it was costing her more than the injustice ever did. She left. She moved on. Months later, she was hired elsewhere, trusted to train new leaders, and finally recognized, not because life became fair, but because she became calm. This is the Stoic pivot. Don't wish for things to happen as you want. Wish for them to happen as they do. Acceptance is not surrender, it is strategic clarity. Try this for one day. No complaining, no mental protest, only observation. When you feel resistance, remind yourself this part is not mine to control. If letting go feels impossible, borrow faith. Call it fate, the universe, or a Stoic GPS that recalculates the route without asking for permission. The solution isn't justice, it's a choice. You can't stop unfair things from happening, but you can stop them from owning you. Calm is how you win. Connect with your body and calm your mind. 4. Connect with your body and calm your mind. Mental well-being is understood to be just as important as physical health.